Patience, and I am that clever woman. So, the year 2024 will be ending in a few days and we'll be going right into another new year. And so, I thought to share this with you just before the year ends so you can, prepare yourself for the coming year. And one of the things I wanted to let you know is that you should rely totally on the wisdom of God. Rely totally on God's wisdom. Asking God for wisdom is basically just asking God, what do you do in certain situations? How do you handle certain situations? What is the right path to take? What is the right step to take? What basically just seeking counsel. When you're about to make major decisions in your life and you seek the counsel of your friends, you seek the counsel of your parents, you seek the counsel of your loved ones, whoever it is. And whatever prompts you to ask the advice of someone is basically you saying, okay, you know what, I don't want to make mistakes with this decision I'm making, so why not involve someone? And so that's basically how it is. So imagine asking God for wisdom is basically recognizing that God knows more than you. God sees beyond what your eyes can see. God sees the end from the beginning. God sees the future. So you are involving him in a process that even though you cannot see the end, you know that whatever he tells you to do, you know that it is for your own good. It is for your own advantage. Maybe you've tried to handle things your own way in the year 2024, but I bet you direction is a luxury that you cannot afford to miss, because confusion thrives when there is no direction. Have you ever been in a situation where you made a decision and you looked back in so much regret, and maybe you eventually figured out that, okay, maybe if you had done it this way, that you would have, it would have been a better outcome. And that's why the Bible said that trust in the Lord. In Proverbs 3 verse 5 to 6 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, emphasis on all of your ways. That means God is interested in every single tiny bit of your life. Don't separate some part of your life and think that, okay, God is not interested in this part, or God might not have anything to say. No. In all your ways, acknowledge him, involve him, and he will direct your path. James says that if any of you that lacks wisdom, ask, that he will give it to you freely. So wisdom is something that God does not hesitate to give. The only issue is that we fail to ask. And that is because we are so confident in our ability to handle certain situations that we forget to involve God. It's only when we are in the midst of confusion that we remember that, oh, God exists, and so we can involve him. But God is saying that you should acknowledge him in every step of the way. 2025, nobody knows what 2025 holds. Nobody knows what it's going to be like. Nobody knows how it's going to be like. So I feel it's only sensible if you involve God in every step of the process. God is willing to speak to you, even if you are willing to listen. God is willing to let you know the things that he wants to do with you in the coming year, if only you are willing to sit down and listen. One of the ways God will speak to you is when you separate yourself. How about you sacrifice a little time and just spend with God and just open up your mind to actually hear the plans, the great and mighty plans. Say, call unto me and I would answer you, and I will show you great and mighty things. God is waiting for you to call unto him because he's willing to show you the great and mighty things. You've tried to handle your life on your own several times and you've seen the outcome. How about you give God a try? How about you let him in into every decision making process and just see the difference that it will make. Just see how everything will just go smoothly. One of the things that happen when you rely on God's wisdom is that you are being led, you are being directed. You cannot, one of the things that happens when there is lack of direction in a man's life is that, first of all, there is delay and there is stagnation. Have you ever imagine for a second that you want to go to a place that you've never been to before without Google Map, without any form of direction. Do you think you would just get there so easily? Maybe that place is, maybe getting there is supposed to take you at least 30 minutes. You might end up even taking hours, if not days, just to get there. But imagine if you were with someone, maybe a driver that knows his way around. That's basically what God is trying to let you know today. That you have been driving the car for too long without any good navigation. He wants to be the driver. Just sit at the back seat and just allow him lead and you follow. But you know what? You can only be led when you are willing to be led. If you don't have the heart to be led, you might not be led, because so many people are so buried in their own will that even if God tells them, okay, this is not the way, this is the follow this other way, some might fight it. And so the first step into acknowledging the wisdom of God is that you are willing to be dead to self. You are willing to be dead to your own will, because it will shock you that there are so many things that in your head you feel is an amazing plan, and when God opens your eyes, you will see that it is only a disaster waiting to happen. That is only when you would appreciate the luxury of divine direction. So basically, wisdom is divine direction. So you would need direction for the year 2025, and God wants you to come closer to Him. God wants you to draw to Himself. You know, I was reading a devotion today, and the devotion says that God speaks in whispers. God's voice is a still and calm voice. You know, when Elijah wanted to hear the voice of God, a rushing mighty wind came, fire came, everything came, and the voice of God was not there until the calm wind came, and that was when he was able to hear God's voice. You might not hear God when there is so much noise around you. You might not hear God when there is so much distraction around you. So you have to separate yourself mentally, physically, just to, say, okay, I don't want this year to end the way every other year has ended. I want this year to be different. And so I'm willing to, follow your leading, and I want you to direct my path. I'm willing to commit everything, my life, my business, every single thing into your hands, and I want you to direct my path. And that way God is going to direct your path. God wants you to get closer in intimacy. When someone is trying to let you know something and whisper into your ear, is more for secrecy, just so that the next person doesn't hear, and you have to get closer before you can hear the person speak. So basically, God wants you to get closer before you can hear Him, because God is not going to scream at you or scream His plans to you. He wants you to first of all get closer, because God wants to spend time with you. So it's a good thing to invest in your 2025 with the wisdom of God. Rely on God's wisdom for this year and see yourself achieve so many great things. You cannot afford to keep making mistakes over and over again, because one of the things that mistakes causes is that you would have to take so much time to achieve something, rather than just knowing what to do and just getting straight at it. You have to keep trying, making errors. You go here, no way. You go here, no way. How about you just know what to do and you just go for it instantly? So invest in your 2025 and rely on the wisdom of God for every single thing that you want to do, and you will have a blessed year indeed. Thank you so much for watching this video, and see you in the next year maybe, and I wish you all the very best.